Hey Holy Cross, I'm here with Elena Shallow, who is a certified financial planner, and I will be interviewing her on the dangers of credit cards.
Hi, Carolyn. Thank you for having me.
Of course, many students don't know the difference between credit and debit cards. Could you please explain?
Of course. Well, debit cards are linked to your savings account or checking account, and the money is withdrawn as soon as the payment occurs. But credit cards offer a line of credit that is interest-free as long as the monthly payment is paid on time. It is not connected to an account, but it is connected to a financial institution or bank that issued the card.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. So what are some risks of using credit cards, and what happens when you only pay the minimum payment?
Yeah, so some disadvantages of credit cards include the difficulty of getting out of debt. The interest on the balance can build up very quickly and cause people to get into debt at a very young age. I know, using a credit card can seem very tempting, but it carries a lot of risks. If you pay the full balance on time, it will build a good history. You never know when an unexpected expense will happen, so it's always good to carry a small balance from time to time. But be sure not to fall into the trap of only paying the minimum payment for an extended time. The longer you take to pay off your debt, the more it'll cost you. If you only pay the minimum payment, the interest increases.
So I think the moral of this is to use your credit card sparingly and don't just pay the minimum to stay out of debt.
Exactly.
So if you were to give advice to a friend who is thinking about getting a credit card, what would you tell them?
Only use a credit card if you have a stable income, which will allow you to pay the payments on time. Never use a credit card as an emergency fund because it can get you in a lot of debt. I would advise not to only pay the minimum payment because that is how you incur more interest.
So could you give an example of how credit card would be risky?
Yeah, so if you bought a new laptop on your credit card for $1,500 with a rate of 18.9% and a minimum payment of 2%, you will end up paying it off over 20 years. Instead of only paying the $1,500, you will end up paying over $5,000. This shows how much extra money you may end up paying when making credit card payments.
Wow, thanks Elena for coming in and speaking with me today. I hope all the students at Holy Cross learned all about credit cards and how risky they can be.